Hey guys, what's up? Lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss Spider-Man Homecoming. Came out July 7th, 2017. 2 hours and 13 minutes long, directed by John Watts, starring Tom Holland as Peter Parker's Spider-Man, Marissa Tomei as the awesome Aunt May, we have Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark, Jon Favreau as Happy Hogan, Gwyneth Paltrow as Pepper Potts for maybe a minute worth of time. Michael Keaton is Adrian Toomes / Vulture. Who else? Zendaya plays Michelle, later revealed to be MJ. We have Jacob, whose last name I can never remember, playing Ned. So this film takes place 2 months after the Civil War events. The film starts off with a behind the scenes of Happy bringing Peter on the Stark plane, bring him to Berlin. Behind the scenes, video diary, quote unquote, of him fighting the Avengers. Along with Scott Lang. Then he's back in Queens. Stark is saying how, proud he is through this video diary. Lets him keep the suit. But aside from all of this, the 2 months later bit, it's revealed that Adrian Toomes, Michael Keaton's character, was a contractor to clean up the alien waste in the 2012 Avengers. So we have all the Chitauri gear and such. So his crew keeps majority of like the Chitauri cells, the purple things, alien batteries, if you will. The alien technology after damage control. The government, Stark-funded damage control, says, get out. It's us. We're taking care of this now. So it's Toomes' crew making these alien-human hybrid weapons, basically. So the Shocker is introduced into this film. Vulture is introduced into this film, Spider-Man-wise. Now, Spider-Man lore, Spider-Man yarn, Spider-Man stories, Spider-Man myths, right? That's all the same word put together. Has the greatest villains in any mythos, to be completely honest. Awesome. Amazing, amazing characters. Amazing, amazing characters. And it's smart to not have Green Goblin thrown into this mix because Doc Ock, Green Goblin, Venom, they're all staples in Spider-Man's villainy, right? So then when Venom was released, when was that? The beginning of this past 2018, right? Sometime in 2018, saying it was still in the Spider-Man universe, but it's not part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So it's like its own movie, but it had nothing to do with Spider-Man. Smart, keeping it separate. Because there's a bunch of different Venom stories, too. There's Agent Venom. There's a bunch of different Venom stories. So it was nice seeing the separation between them. So you had Vulture and you had Shocker as the two villainy, quote-unquote. But this movie was really about Peter finding himself. Peter trying to balance being the 15-year-old sophomore in high school, crushing on this girl, Liz, who happens to be Michael Keaton's daughter happens to be Adrian Toomes' daughter. So the whole homecoming bit is all about homecoming at the high school. Genius. There are so many moments in this film where it's a John Hughes type of movie. It's just the teenage rom-com of, young love and trying to learn how to tie a tie and, going to homecoming and getting a corsage and boutonniere and all that stuff. You even have Ferris Bueller's Day Off playing very briefly in the background of one particular scene. So it's very much, John Watts did a great job with keeping it a fun teen movie, but also keeping it within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The whole Tony Stark being brought into effect. Happy Hogan, Pepper Potts, the Avengers facility in upstate New York. Really cool. So the end battle after the Washington, D.C. incident, after some more New York incidents, is Spidey versus Vulture versus a Stark plane, which crash lands in Coney Island because Vulture just wants alien tech. He just wants the tech so he can sell it, so that way he can provide for his family. That's it. He's not trying to rule the world. He's not trying to kill many people. He just wants to provide for his family. So I remember there was a Stan Lee interview years ago that he said that Dr. Doom is his favorite villain that he created because he's not your typical villain. All he wants to do is rule the world. So how Stan was explaining it, I gotta find this interview. I want to watch it again. He was saying something like, if you go into a police station and say, I have a confession, I want to rule the world. they can't really process you for anything because you haven't really committed a crime. You're just stating you want to rule the world. So it's not like you're going to steal from a bank. You're not a burglar. You're not a, criminal in that aspect, but you do want to rule the world, so you will do what you need to do to rule the world. So it was cool having Stanley, talk about that. So why I bring that up is in regards to Michael Keaton's Vulture character. Is Toombs a villain? Yes, he's a villain because he's the antagonist fighting the protagonist, Peter Parker, in this particular setup. But he just wants to provide for his family. He doesn't want to hurt anyone. He doesn't intend to kill anyone. He just wants to fight for his family. Even though, yes, he threatens Peter with a gun at some point, but he's defending his family. So is he really the supervillain that the media is going to make him out to be? I don't think so. So it was nice seeing that. It was nice seeing that little bit. Marissa Tomei as Aunt May. Hilarious. Hysterical, beautiful, perfect, angel that she is. Did a fantastic job doing the whole interactions with Tony Stark, the interactions with Peter. Well, the Tony Stark interactions were in Civil War, to be honest. That was in 2016. But just a fantastic job. And the end scene of her seeing Peter in the costume and going, what the... And then the credits just cut off. Hysterical. Sony did a great job. Sony and Marvel did a great, great job with this. And what's very important about this is that this was a big movie to make. Big, big movie to make. Got a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. Big, big movie to make. And why I keep saying big, big movie is because you had Walt Disney Pictures and Sony, because Walt Disney owns Marvel, putting together this film. And the deal, the Spider-Man deal to get Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that Sony would get all of the profit for the movie release of Spider-Man Homecoming. But Disney would see the merchandise profit. So that was the deal. Technically speaking, merchandise always makes more money than the film itself. But that was the deal, and whatever royalties the film gets. DVD sales, Blu-ray sales, digital sales, etc. So that was the deal that Disney made with Sony in order to get it. And I'm fine with it, because Spidey needs to be a part of the Avengers, obviously. Him saying in Infinity War, I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark, and saying I'm sorry, and just, it kills your soul every time Peter dies. And the memes are just hysterical, but tragic at the same time, because of the speech that Tony gives Peter in this film. He's like, if you die, that's on me. And then when Peter dies in his arms in Infinity War, Tony feels guilty. That's on him. That Peter died because of him. Oh, heartbreaking. What did you guys think of Spider-Man Homecoming? Is Tom Holland not the perfect Peter Parker? Perfect Peter Parker. Yes, he is. No shade to Tobey Maguire, no shade to Andrew Garfield. They are both gorgeous actors playing Peter in their own right, in their own universes. But Tom Holland as Peter Parker, Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, gold, platinum, titanium, diamond, vibranium. There you go. See what I did there? Ha ha ha. Mucho mahalo, guys.